Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Well, when you think about top wrestlers in the male category for the year 2022, what names would you say pop into your mind?
My mind would be Josh Alexander, of course, Roman Reigns, because I mean the
Yeah.
bloodline's just been killing it, and I think to round out a top three, I'd go with Jericho because he did do a lot of work this year for AEW, trying to put stuff over and things. So
And he got himself in better shape again.
yeah,
I mean, he's not just phoning it in his last couple of years in ring. I mean, he's actually doing the work.
yeah, yeah.
And he's
He
still
that
hitting
little
friggin'
belly that he
moonsaults and
had
shit.
is turned into maybe not a 6-pack, but maybe like a 3.5.
Yeah, half a keg.
Yeah.
But he's still hitting his moonsaults and springboards and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
It's probably easier when you never take a day off.
It's true.
I mean, imagine, Jericho, let's say he took off a year or so, then came back. I don't know that he could hit all that stuff. Pierce in the house. Andrew
Of course he
Roberts
is.
in the house. Chucky's here.
Chuck. Yes. Andrew.
Oh, so we're going to be doing a year-end thing here, and what I've done is I've gone out and between just what I personally felt, and then went to several other sites like Pro Wrestling Torch and things of that nature. Kind of got the vibe of what they're looking at as their tops in different categories, and most of it was the same stuff that I had. So basically, we set up a playoff tree that was randomly selected by the same spinner that we use on PWI. And that's going to set us up. So we're going to be looking for the best of 2022 in the match, 2022 female wrestler, and 2022 male wrestler. And you guys are going to decide at the end of the day who that is and who that ain't. So as we come up to each match, we'll have voting take place. And then whichever one gets the most votes inside of, I don't know, maybe a minute, we'll move on to the next round, and should set up some very interesting scenarios, I think.
No fighting in the chat either, guys.
Is in the house. D-Train is in the house. Indeed. Let me get the mic up here a little bit. There we go. That feels better. Oh, Lord have mercy. Hopefully everybody having a good day. All right, so let's see. I think we'll start with match of the year, and then we'll work our way up to the male wrestler of the year. So let me go here, and here. Bam. Hopefully
It's blank.
It's not blank. Let me blow that up a little bit bigger there. All right, so it's hidden. There's a difference.
Oh, okay.
In our opening contest for the match of the year. Oh, I feel like I need music for this. Nah, I'm not going back that way. Y'all can make your own drum rolls. Seth versus Cody, Hell in a Cell. That was
I forgot about that. Yeah.
That was on every site that I saw. But now you got to think about, why is that a match of the year? Was it that great a match, or was it just friggin' amazing that Cody Rhodes was able to perform under those conditions?
That was it right there.
That match added all of the emotion. I mean, if he was perfectly healthy, does that match still come into the category?
That'd be a toss-up. It depends on how good the performances in the match might not have been as good, but because of his injury and the heart that he had to do that match with that injury. But if he was completely healthy and didn't have the pectoral muscle torn from his chest, they might have been able to put on a 5-star match in Hell in a Cell. So it's a toss-up for me.
All right. Well, and we'll never know. But bottom line is, you got to give props for what he did. Yeah. So he's definitely in the running, and he'll be going up against, in the first round, randomly selected Josh Alexander and Speedball Mike Bailey. So right off the bat, somebody's O has got to go. Look,
Oh man.
y'all know where I stand and where my vote's going. That to me was the match of the year. It only happened a week or so ago, almost 2 weeks ago now. It was friggin' phenomenal. 1
Yeah.
hour. There was no repetition repetition of maneuvers. I mean, they just kept on and told such a freaking story. So many spots in that match. You could go back and watch it over and over again. I've already seen it twice, and I know I'll be watching it again. So we're going to open up the votes right now, though. You guys have, let's say, about a minute to decide where you want to put your votes.
That's so, man, why'd those have to be the first two? Why couldn't they been like first and last?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, the wheel decides. And I decides I'm going to go with my vote for Josh Alexander and Mike Bailey. I didn't see anything better than that all year.
As much as I got to give Cody his props for that match, I have to go with Josh Alexander and Mike Bailey too. Because nowadays you do not see an hour-long match with no breaks.
Especially when it's not announced as such. I mean, if you have an Iron Man match or something like that, you just know you're in for a long night and you hope it's a good match. This wasn't even a match that was supposed to happen. It kind of evolved. And next thing you know, you have a 1 hour Broadway that is just off the freaking hook. So we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3 for Bailey and Alexander. And then we've got 1 for Seth and Cody. And we're going to let this go about another 30 seconds before closing the bell on the match. I guess I'm going to have to play with some sound effects here. I'll bounce back and forth. Chuck's going with Impact. That makes it 4-1, and it's looking pretty overwhelming. 10, 9, 8, 7, 3, 2, 1. New York education, what can I tell you?
I was about to say.
Advancing to the quarterfinals. Or semifinals. Holy shit. That's right. These are the quarterfinals. So that's the semifinals. Josh Alexander going up against Mike Bailey. Will they make it to the finals? We'll all have to wait and see. All right. With that in mind, let's move along to the next one. Drum roll, please. CM Punk going up against. Oh, that's supposed to be MJF. Is that typo? CM Punk versus MJF in a dog collar match. That was what pay-per-view? It was very recent. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
MJF against CM Punk in the dog collar match. Or Moxley against Wheeler Yuta. That was where they kind of beat Yuta into the BCC, which was a good match.
Yeah, it was.
Does it beat CM Punk against MJF in a dog collar?
For me, it does, because Punk just kind of ruined everything about himself for me. So I have to go with Moxley and Yuta.
If you have to, you have to.
Yeah.
We've got 1 vote for Moxley and Yuta. In this head-to-head, I would do the same. I wasn't blown away by the MJF match. While I like MJF a lot, and I think he is a good wrestler, I haven't seen him in a match of the year caliber match yet. So I'm going to go with Moxley against Yuta is my vote. That's 2. But we've got 2 for Punk and MJF. Let's see what we got there. That's the other one. Okay. We are at a deadlock.
Ooh.
We have a tie. We are 2-2, waiting on a tiebreaker. We're going to go about another 20 seconds. Don't make me flip a coin now. Don't want to be flipping no damn coins. Come on. Somebody out there, place your bets. Who do you like? CM Punk and MJF in a dog collar or Moxley against Utah? We're going to go 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. Wait. All right, you got kicked out, but you're back in. You're the tiebreaker. CM Punk versus MJF or Moxley versus Yuta? Goes with Mox for the win. Can't argue with that. That does set up an interesting next round.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We have what? Shit. That's unfortunate. I must not have been paying attention. All right, we're going to let you guys do a write-in match. Right now, throw out some ideas of a match of the year candidate you haven't heard yet. And as long as it's not one that I already have up here, I'll know if it is or isn't, obviously. We will fill it in. So any match you can think of that you thought was pretty damn good this year. Anything. Could have been on Raw, SmackDown. Yo Blazed. Give me a match of the year candidate. Quick. That's not already on the page. Blazed Radio is in the house. Oh, Sheamus versus Walter. There you go. That's actually a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so Sheamus versus Walter or Tarus versus Laredo Kid. That was a match that took place back in May. And I had mentioned it quite a bit on the channel until it came out, and it was a good freaking match.
Yeah, because I think that was the first match I saw Tarus in.
There you go. Really, really impressive match. But I'm sure a lot of you may not have seen it, and you'll have to take my word for it. It was a hell of a match. No, you didn't guess the next one. I needed the next one. I accidentally put the same match twice. Yes, I guess if you picked it, that's your vote. So Sheamus and Walter has one vote for Blazed. I'm going to go with Taurus and Laredo simply because I was there in person and it was a hell of a friggin' match. One of the best matches I've seen in person in decades. So that's just a personal favorite of mine. I'm going to stick with that. So it's a 1-1. Jay, what you getting?
I liked how they beat the crap out of each other, so I'll have to go with Sheamus and Walter.
And it looks like D-Train is also going that direction. That puts us at 3-1, unless something really drastic happens in the next, 5, 4, 3, 2. That's it. Advancing on. Amos versus Walter, moving on to the next round. And our last bracket for the opening round here. FTR versus the Briscoes, number 2. Not this most recent thing with the dog collars. Or the Queen of the Mountain match from Slammiversary, which featured, if I can unlock all of this, Tasha Steelz, Chelsea, Deonna Purrazzo, Jordan Grace, and Mia Yim. If you haven't seen it, it was a friggin' amazing match. You had a huge spot on the ladder where Deonna was on the top of the ladder with Chelsea. They both got pushed off the ladder over the top rope, threw a fucking table on the floor, and they hit. It was unbelievable. So we got FTR and the Briscoes going up against the Queen in the Mountain from Slammiversary. FTR and Briscoes have won.
Make it 2 for them.
It's 2. Are you going with that as well?
Oh yeah.
That's 3. I'd probably go with the Briscoes. For a match of the year, I don't see women needing their own division. I think match of the year is match of the year. I mean, a few years back,
Oh yeah.
when Bailey and Sasha had that match back at Brooklyn Takeover years ago, that's match of the year against any match.
Yes, absolutely.
I do think the women need their own division so far as, best of, simply because it's a different thing that they do.
Yeah.
All right, that is about as most dominating defeat we've seen here so far. So, and there we have it. Our first round is now complete, setting up our semifinals, and this ought to be interesting. FTR cruising with the Briscoes over the Queen of the Mountain at Slammiversary. If you haven't seen the match, seriously, go check it out. It's worth watching.
Yeah.
A lot of good spots on it. A lot of good stuff. All right. That's going to bring us up to the next round here. We've got Josh Alexander against Speedball Mike Bailey, or Jon Moxley against Wheeler Yuta. My answer is always going to be the same one on this. So for me, it's Josh and Bailey all the way.
Yeah.
Come along if you can't sing along.
I'd have to say it'd be that one too, just because, again, hour long.
Amazing.
No slow down rest breaks. Let's do 10-minute headlocks or anything like that.
No, it was just beautiful wrestling at its very best.
And honestly, I ain't seen an hour long match that was that good since Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. So,
and I still think it was better than that personally.
Yeah.
So, all right, we got a clean sweep going here, boy. Everybody's jumping on that one. And again, if you have not seen this, go on YouTube. It's there. It's only a couple weeks old.
Yes, it is.
And it is a clinic. They've made it to the finals. This is going to be entertaining as hell. All right, Sheamus against Walter, or FTR and the Briscoes. What are you thinking, Jay?
I'm thinking FTR and the Briscoes, because them 4, Jesus Christ, I ain't seen a match that them 4 have been in that hasn't fucking blown the roof off. So
yeah, they definitely have a great chemistry, those teams. But then the Briscoes have good matches with damn everybody they get in the ring with.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think to look at these guys as they're that talented. All right, I'm gonna definitely go with that as well. So that's a 2-0 lead. Let's see what the chat's all got going on here. Pura says the FTR. That's a 3-0. Ancient Clown. Only wrestling I've been watching are your shows. Dude, I love you, man. I do.
Yeah.
Appreciates it. By the way, man, on the 28th, Ancient Clown, make sure you're here, man. You're a competitor in the Battle Bowl. 28th at 6 o'clock. You got to be here. You're in it. Anyone who participated in the PWI Challenge this year is eligible for the championship. And even if you get eliminated in the first one, you get bounced into the next ring, you get the chance to still be in it. FTR and the Briscoes. All right, and by the way, Clown, you haven't watched any wrestling. You have to go watch the Josh Alexander Mike Bailey match. That's mandatory.
Yes.
Mandatory. You have to go see it. It's on YouTube, free of charge. Best match you'll see anytime in the near future. So I think it's safe to say FTR versus the Briscoes goes to the finals. And now it all comes down to this. Let's get ready to rumble. Josh and Mike Bailey going up against FTR and the Briscoes. I've made it clear where my vote lies. Jay?
Oh,
What would be the finals if it wasn't tough?
I know.
Speaking of tough, how about that World Cup? Holy shit.
Oh my God, I know.
Nice to know there was some football worth watching today after all.
Okay, evens. Gotta go with Mike Bailey.
All right, we've got two.
I let the dice decide because I couldn't.
And we have 2-2.
Ooh.
We're going to break this tie up a bit. We're going to give you 30 seconds. It's for the championship of the year. Keith O'Toole's yelling out there, Wardlow versus Spears cage match and Dynamite. Was that really any good, or is that being facetious?
I
cannot imagine Wardlow would have been in a match of the year candidate match. Let's see what we get here. Purist is saying Dem Boys. That's one for that. You and I are both going with Josh. That's 2-1. D-Train, that's 2-2. 2-3 with Chuck. And Clown is going to get in on the action, even though he didn't watch any of it. All right, looks like it's going to go to FTR and the Briscoes. Once again, America gets it wrong. That's okay, though. In my world, there is no wrong answer, but Josh, God dang it. Alexander and Mike Bailey, they really should just share the name after that match. They should be forever.
Oh, yeah.
It should be Josh Bailey the rest of the way. That's still, for me, the golden match of all time right there. Great match.
I think honestly Bailey should get a legitimate title run at the heavyweight title down the road. I mean, he deserved it after that match.
Yeah, and I think he's one of those guys that's going to be an impact for a while. I mean, honestly, after that match, I got to believe his stock's gone up, where somebody like the WWE might get a look at that match. I mean, obviously, Trips might not have time to, but I would hope somebody high enough up, like a Shawn Michaels, might, and go, hey, what about this?
Yeah.
Because him, even in their cruiserweight division, would be something else. All right.
Yeah,
that ends round 1. And when we come back, we're going to go to round 2 right after this. All right. That is going to be tomorrow live right here on the Nation Network. Join us for that. We have in our WWF version of the LOL League of Legends. We have no champion at the moment because Hogan took that thing to the WCW. But if you were paying attention, Stone Cold Steve Austin stole the bitch back. Didn't win it, but took the title away from WCW, ran home with it. And now they're deciding, well, we got to have a world champion. So we're going to have the King of the Ring to decide who it's going to be. And that'll take place tomorrow at 6 o'clock live right here, which means I don't even know what the hell's going to happen. And it's 2K, which means anything can.
Yeah.
Oh, righty then. Before we get going, I'm going to drop something for you guys here in the chat and just give you the opportunity, if you would, to peruse this a little bit. D-Train here, one of our longtime residents, running into some issues right now, needs a little bit of assistance. And this time of year, it's tough on everybody. So if you are in a position where you can help out, there's a link right there that'll take you to his GoFundMe. There'll be some information there to let you know what's going on. And I just know he's a good guy, and he's been around for a while with us here. So anything we can do as members of the nation, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching it later on, that page will be up there. But he is facing a deadline. So it ain't going to be easy, but it's doable. You know what I'm saying? We average several hundred views on some of these videos we do, and it would not be that hard with even smaller donations together to come up with the total he's trying to do to avoid a really lousy end of the year. So any help that you guys can contribute, I know will be greatly appreciated by both myself and by D-Train. So with that said, let's see what's happening over here. Hold on. Well, man, I want to make a prediction for next year. Next year? Dude, we're still doing this year. I'm going to put you in timeout again.
He just don't learn.
Oh, and I swear to God, I didn't see this until I'm going in order. Penalty box for purist. I already did. He's gonna have to start getting some wall art and stuff like that because he's gonna be living in that penalty box.
Do a little decorating, put up a throw rug.
Even Chuck is over here saying timeout for purist. Buddy, they got you, man. Hey, does that sound familiar, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, Clown. Yeah. Jay's been having a lot of those same kind of problems, man.
Yeah, I had one probably earlier in the month where I just had to scrap the match because it didn't crash, but it's like, how's somebody going to wrestle somebody who's invisible? I can't call that. I can't do that. So I just had to scrap the match.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, 2K, pieces of shit.
Well, if it wasn't for broken, they wouldn't have anything.
No, this is true.
All right, let's move along here. We are in the women's division, looking to see who's going to be the best female wrestler of 2022. In our top bracket, we are looking at... Oh, no. Shit. Oh, well, now everyone sees everything. My bad. Done fucked the pooch on that one. All right, we pretend you didn't see none of that shit.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't get to enlarge it, so they might not have read that shit.
If they're on a small screen like me, I didn't see who it was.
See a damn thing. All right. Well, Jordan Grace or where the hell's my? Yes, Serena Deeb. Obviously, they both had really good years. Serena has come back and really done a great job for herself. Not so much in the way of gold, but this isn't about wins and losses. It's about career,
right?
What you brought to the table and the matches that you had in the ring, the quality of those matches. And in Serena's case, she's done a lot of training. You know, she's been helping the younger folks a lot.
Basically elevating the company.
Yeah. And many, because she bounced around. She wasn't just in one. She was in the NWA a bit. I think she did a little bit of Ring of Honor. And then, of course, AEW. And then, of course, Jordan Grace She's having a banger year, no two ways about it. Best shape she's ever been in.
Oh my God, yes.
She's having good matches. And
Yep.
with the Knockouts title now for, I don't know, what's it been, about 3 or months, give or take?
Right around there, yeah.
So, and not looking like there's anything on the horizon. I keep saying that you can't have a good pay-per-view match if I know who the winner's going to be. And
True.
with her and Mickey, even though I'm 90% sure Mickey loses, that 10% is a solid 10 because I can see Mickey winning and then losing it back.
Yeah.
Because seeing the way Scott D'Amore does things, it would be easy to predict Mickey's departure at Hard to Kill.
Yeah.
So why not throw a curveball and have her win?
And just the name alone of the pay-per-view, I mean,
right,
it wouldn't be a bad option.
And that's what's got me thinking. So because there is a legitimate shadow of doubt, not just a little bit, but to the point where I would feel uncomfortable betting, I think that Jordan's had a real good run, and now she's finally got a real challenge and she took on Masha Slamovich as well, which is another where you did not know if she was going to win or not.
Right.
Unlike Josh Alexander, who's pretty much everyone he gets in the ring with, he's not going to lose to this guy.
But I can also see Jordan Grace doing that for Mickey, give her that one last title reign for a month or so, and then getting the title back, knowing she'll probably go on a tear come next year.
So who are you going to pick?
I'm going with Jordan Grace.
I would also go with Jordan Grace. Looks like Jordan Grace in the chat. We got one for Serena Deeb. At least she gets a little bit of love.
I mean, that's a tough one because, like you said, they've both been tearing it up this year.
Yep.
And I know this list is going to just get harder as it goes along. So
that's what she said. Toni Storm.
Yeah.
Or Bianca Belair.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's going to get ugly. There's going to be blood in the water.
Again, both of them did hell of a jobs in their companies.
Well, here's where my mind goes immediately. Toni Storm was held back in the WWE and underutilized, underappreciated for her talent. And then she does what most wouldn't do and says, well, screw you. I'm just going to do my OnlyFans page. I don't need you. And she walks out.
Right.
And then goes to AEW and kills it.
From day one of walking in there.
And I know eventually they're going to screw the pooch on that. But for the moment, for the year of 2022, Toni really just racked it up. Now, Bianca, who did she not beat? I don't think there's a name on the roster she has not beat since winning the title. And that was right after Mania she got it back?
Yeah. It was at Mania she got it back.
Was it at Mania? That's where she lost it to Becky and then got it back a little later, or my timeline messed up? Maybe it was another. When did Becky come back and shock the world? It was another pay-per-view.
SummerSlam.
Was it SummerSlam?
Yeah, because their match they did this year at SummerSlam marked the 1 year of her being back and working her way back to the top.
All right, so Becky came SummerSlam, stole the title, and then back at WrestleMania, Bianca took it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Either way, Bianca's had a stellar 2022, as has Toni Storm. This is a tough one. My personal favorite of the two would be Toni Storm. I'm trying to think if that's the right choice, though, for advancing here.
Just for the match at SummerSlam between Bianca and Becky, I gotta go with Bianca because that was a hell of a match.
Let's see what the chat's got going on here. Ooh, it's going to be interesting. Storm gets one.
Chuck's got, yep.
Belair's got one. That's a tie. Keith O'Toole's going back to the one prior, which is perfectly fine because we're going to be coming back to that eventually.
Yep.
All that, and I thought I was going to get to a pick. D-Train, what's your pick?
Yeah.
Tony, so what did that give us for a score? Are we tied?
No, he went with Bianca. He's like, I love Tony, but I got to go with Bianca.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. All right, so we got Bianca. What did you went with Bianca?
Yep.
All right, so that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and I'll just go with Tony so she's not shut out, but she still loses. All right. And with that, Bianca Belair, what just happened, is into the quarterfinals. That's why I was confused earlier. These other 2 rounds, or these other 2 categories, go further and deeper.
Yeah.
That's what she said. No, we talked about it. The last rodeo, Mickie James. Jamie Hayter. This has been, I mean, these matchups are insane.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Mickie James, the last rodeo. She's been on a killer winning streak. She's had good matches during this event. She hasn't taken on any, puff pieces. They were hard-hitting matches.
And she's basically elevated everybody she's been in the ring with. So
that's a fact. And she hasn't lost a step. I mean, it's not like Ric Flair's last match where it's like, why are we watching you in the ring still? She's still got all the moves. She's still got the chick kick on target and still bringing it. But damn, Jamie Hayter come out big this year.
Yeah.
She has really blossomed and she has got the fan support. She's fun to watch in the ring.
And capping it off with a title victory.
And capping it off with a title victory. Chuck says neither. Well, that's not an option. It's one or the other.
Flip a coin.
We've got purists with hardcore country. That's 1. Chuck says Granny in a rocker. I'm going to go with that meaning Mickie. That's
I guess.
2.
Yeah.
Got to keep remembering just in case the folks on Twitter are watching or Twitch are watching later on, they won't see the running comments.
As much as I like Mickie, I've got to go with Jamie.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Is that you reading D-Trains or?
No, I was saying that myself.
Oh, well, he said almost the exact same thing.
Oh, God. Yeah, he did. I didn't even see that.
All right, so we have 2 for Mickie James, 2 for Jamie Hayter. Make it 3 for Jamie Hayter. Oh, wait, hold on. Chuck, dadgummit, just give me an answer. Now I got to go back and count again. I hate math. Let's try this one more time. Purist with hardcore country. That's 1 there. 3 for Jamie Hayter. I was going to go with Mickie James. That's 2-3. Any last second votes? Now's your chance. We're going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, and all voting is now canceled. Jamie Hayter, well deserved. I know she'd be complaining about the slow count by me not just giving her the win. This is not Arizona. We don't work that way. Okay. Let's see. Oh. I don't even remember what's going to come next, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be good. Rhea Ripley or Thunder Rosa. Now, I know many people would knee-jerk reaction say, Rhea, before you do, and this is going to be tough for the same reason. Both women have been injured most of 2022.
Yeah.
And it's kept them out of the ring. Rhea has been at least around the ring and on TV and has had some physicality and is now getting matches the last month. Whereas Thunder Rosa was doing her thing in the first part of the calendar year and killing it and did not lose the world title, just couldn't defend it anymore. It's kind of like the Academy Awards. The movie that comes out closest to the Academy Award deadline tends to make Best Picture because it's fresh in everybody's mind. And I just don't want us to lose sight of the 12-month span because each of them had a really good 3.5 months. The only difference is Rhea's having hers now, and Thunder Rosa had hers back in January.
Yeah. I think for me, though, the fact that Rhea has gotten Dominic over so much just because of herself, that speaks.
Yeah, because who thought Dominic was getting over?
I know.
There's hope for us all.
Yeah, now they're like the two biggest people in that faction because of her.
Yeah, she has definitely been a major, I mean, very much like DX in China. I mean, she's even said that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like she's the only person who's really come close to China. And I would agree with that on every category. I mean, the physical strength, the fact that she's throwing men around, and what she brings to the faction.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would have no problem with going with Rhea Ripley in a head-to-head, even though I'm a big Thunder Rosa fan. I do think Rhea's probably done more in the year 2022 as an overall piece of work. Let's see what the chat has to say. Let's see. We got Thunder Rosa's got one from Chuck. Keith O2, take care, buddy. Purist is going to go with Rhea. And you and I are going with Rhea.
Yep.
And that means...
Ooh, that's going to be...
Yeah, I know. I'm loving this. It's going to get intense. All right, we move around to the lower half of the tier of the opening round. Ronda Rousey. Uh-oh.
Ronda Rousey.
Ruby Soho. Just about any way you want to slice it for me, it's Ronda Rousey in that one. I think Ronda's a better overall talent in general. I know she's over a lot more than Ruby is. And she'll draw.
Well, if they would have used Ruby right, she would have been over too. That's not her fault. That's the company that had her.
Or the company that has her.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was a choice she made. Well, it wasn't. I mean, yeah, she was let go by the other one. But
yeah,
she could have gone. That's what I keep telling. Yes, you're going to get a bigger paycheck here. You're not going to work much. And if that's what you want, then do it. And who could fault somebody for that, right? But if you are a pro wrestler and if you want to really hone your craft and you want reps in the ring and you want more TV time, then you go to Impact. Which I still hope that's what Mandy does, but I got a feeling she's going to take the AEW money. But I wish she would go to Impact because I think that would be huge for her.
I do too.
But we'll see. But in this matchup, I'm going all out, Ronda. To me, I don't even have a competition to be had there. But let's see. Purist has got Soho. That's putting us in a 1-1. Chuck says Ronda sucks, but that's not a vote, buddy. Give me a vote. And I'm not saying she's awesome. I'm just saying between these two, she's the better in my book. And we know she's a legitimate badass. I mean, if she were to get to a fight with Ruby, it would be over in about 10 seconds.
Unless she hits her in the jaw.
With her dick.
Don't care what. Foreign object's foreign object.
It's only 4 because it'll be coming out of a girl. Let's go, man. Lay your butts down. Who we got? Ronda sucks is not a. He's laughing. Come along. Who do you pick out of these 2 names? There's no wrong answer. Help a brother.
I got to go with Ruby. I just can't in good conscience go with Ronda Rousey. I can't.
Yeah, you're so jaded.
I am. I think she sucks. Legitimately. I can't. As much as I complain about fucking Liv Morgan's in-ring work, I just think Ronda's just, she can do she does judo throws. That's in this tag team match that was just on Friday. That's all she did. Here, I'm going to throw you over my back. Here, I'm going to throw you here. How about a powerbomb or a suplex? Something. This is fucking wrestling, not martial arts.
All right. Looks like Ruby's going to squeak through that one. Not a lot of turnout in the voting booth for this one. I still say Ronda's a pretty decent wrestler. I'm not saying she's the greatest, but I think for someone who's not a natural born or naturally trained pro wrestler in her 3rd year, I think she's doing a pretty damn solid job. She's just a natural.
Well, maybe she should go and train a little more to be an actual pro wrestler since she's working for a pro wrestling company.
No, I didn't say
they
she
would require
trained.
that.
I'm saying she's.
I mean, Jesus Christ!
And one of those years she took off to have a kid.
Okay, that's fine. But you've got a YouTuber who's put in more work in 1 year than she's done in 3.
And how many kids did he birth?
Oh, I don't know. He might not even know yet either. So.
Well, he'd know if he birthed one. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Chris Statlander. Another injury case, but she started out pretty hot. Deonna Purrazzo.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? That's a good match.
Yeah.
Statlander was on fire till the injury and was poised to get some gold.
Yeah.
And was almost definitely going to get some gold. And then that damn injury bug kicks in. Deonna Purrazzo, the Champ Challenge, held on to the Ring of Honor title at the same time and as the Impact Knockouts Championship. And I feel elevated that title quite a bit.
Yeah.
The time she had it. Then went on to win the tag team titles with Chelsea for about a cup of coffee. What are you thinking? I know, right?
I'm going to have to go with Chris. Just because, like you said, she was just... She should have had the women's TNT or TBS championship instead of Jade. And that's just how that should have went. But because of the injury...
All right, you got Statlander. Purist has Purrazzo. I have Purrazzo. That's 2-1. Chuck has Statlander. That makes us 2-2. Hum along with Purrazzo to give her the 3-2 edge. We'll give you guys a few more seconds here. Yeah, I'm not saying she's like the end-all, be-all, Chuck, but she is very good.
Yeah, no, she is. And if I would have started watching Impact sooner when she had those titles together, I might have swayed my vote, but I saw more of Chris Statlander this year than I did of Deonna. So,
and I think that's an unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
For all of the Impact names that are in this little thing that we're doing right now is because a lot of people, as much as I've been pushing and heaping their praises out there, a lot of people have not watched them. And I think some of you guys are starting to come along, which is good because there's no reason to be missing this stuff. It's that good.
Yeah.
All right. Deanna's going to pull it out.
She better not get the channel shut down.
As long as it doesn't happen on camera. By the way, our last episode was down for a little while I did some editing on it, but you can go back and check it out now. You won't be able to see everything. But you have to check out these things live, really, to appreciate them, because I'll get some stuff out. I'll just put whatever I need to put up there, but then afterwards I might say, you know what, I need to privatize this for a minute, and then I got to take all this stuff out, because even though Mandy wasn't really nude in the picture, she was really nude in the picture. She's just underwater, and I can see that YouTube would use that as a bullshit reason to either shut me down altogether, and that would be the third time. I don't feel like doing that. Yeah, so I just decided, never mind. I just blurred it all out now. Y'all can do your own searching, looking, trying to find the video. All right, so we move down now to the next one. Britt Baker, the Good Doctor, is in. And she will be going head-to-head against Athena.
As much as I like Athena, and I always liked her back when she was in NXT,
yeah, same.
I have to go with Britt on this one. As much as I hate saying it, because she did do a hell of a lot for AEW's women's division this year. A hell of a lot. That lights out match, yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't in 2022, because I was going to put that as match of the year candidate.
Oh, it wasn't?
It was 2021, almost March of 2021, I think is what it was.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know, it does not seem that long ago, but it was.
Damn. Well, still, I mean, she had that whole feud with Thunder Rosa and stuff, and
yep. So you're going with DMD.
Yeah.
Purist is going with DMD. I do love Athena's finisher, I'm not gonna lie. And when she,
right.
I mean, it's a hard friggin' move to hit. But Britt Baker really was the women's division in AEW, and I do think that they've kind of not done right by her lately by not letting her get back into a winning run and going after the title again. I think they've held her back a little too long at this point. Well, we got Chuck saying Athena. So it looks like it's going to be a 3-1 for the Good Doctor, Britt Baker, because I'm also going to go with Britt Baker. Doctor is in to the next round. And that leaves our final matchup. Becky Lynch. I had to figure she was going to make the list. Against Jade Cargill.
That's a fucking no-brainer. Jade can go to hell.
Oh, she's undefeated. I mean, give me a break. The greatest thing since Goldberg.
Gilbert? Yeah, you're right.
Gilbert. Come along. If you're saying Nia Jax, you're going to go in the penalty box.
Hey, Purist, you'll have company.
Make the bed. You got company.
Yeah, I
dude,
don't
love this. Purist picks Jade.
You're out. You're out.
Come along, picks Jade.
You're both out. What the hell? That she stands and oh my god.
That's 2-1.
Oh my god.
I haven't cast my vote yet. Chuck
over Becky Lynch. Are you kidding me?
Chuck says Jade is a joke, but that's not a vote, buddy. You got to tell me who you want. It might be a joke, but you're going to vote for her. I don't know. Breaking ranks on this one, J-Rocks.
That's okay. I mean, y'all just gonna make me have to go and drink after we're done.
You don't have to like either one. Just pick one, man. It's not life or death. We're not going to have them running the country or anything. Because I'm going to say Becky Lynch, which is going to make it a 2-2 tie. Chuck, you don't even like Becky Lynch, really?
I mean, I didn't like the persona she had, but now that she's back to the old Becky, I can deal with it a little bit better. that whole whatever glam thing she was trying to do. Oh my God. Oh.
All right, so Chuck says not Jade, which is Becky. He doesn't want to say Becky's name. Say her name and she appears. By default. All right, that brings us up to the quarterfinals. And now it's going to get intense. Chuck doesn't like women wrestling. I don't know what to say about that, man. To each his own. It's all right. I just know that when I watch the guys wrestle versus the girls wrestle, there's one of them where I'm watching their asses a lot more, and it's not the guys. So, for that aspect. All right. Quarterfinals.
I think that's what...
We got Jordynne Grace against Bianca Belair. That's a pretty good match. Oh, Lord. That is a tough call for me.
I think for me, it would have to be Jordynne Grace just because I think she's done just as well as Bianca in a smaller company. And to do that fucking speaks volumes of her talent.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, this is a lot of different things that come into the equation here. What do they do for pay-per-views? Is there a match a major part of a pay-per-view, which this next one definitely it is. I mean, shit, it might be technically the main event. If I were to drop, and I'm not going to, but if I were going to drop $40, which is too much for an Impact pay-per-view, in my opinion, but if I was going to drop $40, it would only be because of this match, not to see Bully Ray and Josh Alexander. So when I look at that, did Bianca Belair have a single match that made me watch the event? There's no more pay-per-views for the WWE, but did I turn around and say, oh, I cannot miss this one. I need to see how she does. Not one time for me.
Right.
And that's just a personal thing where I don't care for her character. It hasn't connected with me. I'm not into the EST thing. I think it's stupid. And using your hair as a weapon, I find that very, very 90s, crappy, doinkish stuff. I'm just not. Jordynne is the girl that, in my world, if you put these two people in a ring with real combat, Jordynne's going to fuck her up.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. She's going to get her hands on her and squeeze the guts out of her. So I guess I find Jordynne a more believable champion who's had more entertaining matches that I would want to see. I have watched to see her in matches. When she wrestled Slamovich, I wanted to see that card in part. That was one of the two matches I wanted that I paid to see it for. So I'm going to go Jordynne. You're going Jordynne?
Yeah.
That's two Jordans. Let's see what's happening in the chats. We got one Belair. It's 2-1. I grew up watching wrestling, and females didn't sell it good enough for me, but that's me. Well, no, I mean, depending on when you were watching, if you were watching during the bra and panties era, or even before that, when they wouldn't let women wrestle well because they weren't allowed to do the stuff the guys did, then that's totally understandable. But it's a new day, baby. All right, so it's 2-1.
And Chuck, if you're not expecting a lot from women's wrestling, watch WOW Wow, because you won't be disappointed, because it's just about watching their asses. That's it.
And by the way, I did watch some of this latest episode. They don't even show AJ on TV, which I think is a huge mistake. They should at least cut to her at the commentary table every so often. I mean, that's your celebrity there.
Yeah. But it might be her decision, since she's an executive producer. She don't want to be on camera, so.
Never stop Vince.
Well, look at where he's at now.
Yeah, but that's 50 years down the road. AJ, she's got some time to get all those sexual discrimination things in. By the way, she's looking for anyone to volunteer for a sexual molestation case or anything. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Jordynne Grace gets past Bianca Belair. I wasn't sure that was going to happen, but it did. That leaves us up to Jamie Hayter and Rhea Ripley. Ooh, we knew this was going to be a hard one. That's what she said. Oh, I don't need help to get a lift. I got a 29-year-old girlfriend. Trust me. I'm good. Do you do any VA narration, etc., in your real life jobs? Voice acting, I'm guessing, is VA. No, I actually don't. Yeah. Thanks for asking. My dad was trying to tell me that's what I should pursue a few years ago, and I was like, yeah, a little late in the game to start doing that kind of stuff. By the way, I don't think I've announced this to you guys yet. I know Jay knows, but on our last episode of The Rub,
yep,
we were featuring an upcoming wrestling game called Ultra Pro Wrestling, and after we went off the air with the interview, I was talking a little further with our guest and told him about the voiceover stuff and played him a couple clips, and he's invited me to do the voiceover work for the video game, probably leaning towards the Howard Finkel impression. So like when the game kicks in, it'll have some sort of Howard, whatever. We're a good year away from that ever happening and materializing, but I was like, cool, yeah, I'm down, man, let's do it. So there you go. I might be in a video game. Be the coolest achievement I've ever had in my whole life if that happens. That'll be that thing where it's like, okay, when I'm dead, this goes with me.
Right. I want this on my tombstone.
The PS5 box goes in the casket. Thanks, I'm along. Well, hey, if you know anyone hiring, I mean, one of the things I've been wanting to do, and we're getting away from the thing over here, is find like a local wrestling promotion and just do the play-by-play for it, like even a YouTube channel kind of thing.
Ooh.
Just haven't really found one, and I also haven't gone all that aggressively into finding one, but that would be cool for me just to do something like that. I'd like that a lot. Not looking to go with AEW or WWF or anything like that, or even Impact. I don't feel like making a life out of it, but I wouldn't mind doing it. So Jamie Hayter and Rhea Ripley, we're trying to dodge a bullet here, but let's hear your votes out there in the category or in the chat room.
Well, that's because I'm the man who tells it like it is. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
I think Jamie edges Rhea out just barely here because she has had more ring time.
Jamie edges out Rhea. Now that is saying something, and I'm still stuck right now.
I thought about it and went ahead and pulled the trigger. I think she's come a long way this year, and it shows.
Well, you're not alone because Chuck says Jamie Hayter. And Purist says Rhea Ripley, so that makes it 2-1.
Or he's calling you mommy.
No, he only does that off air.
I almost bought that shirt today, or the other day, too. I need to get it.
Well, we got another Jamie Hayter, and that's going to push her over the top. Or maybe Rhea's over the top. And eliminated Jamie Hayter, because that's who I was going to vote for as well after giving it a lot of thought. That might be the toughest bracket right there, that one right there to get through.
Yeah.
Ruby Soho against Deonna Purrazzo. For me, it's a real no-brainer in Deonna Purrazzo.
Yeah, out of the two of them, I'd have to go with Deonna also.
Purist has got an invitation for you.
No, because I'm not going to let you call me mommy or poppy or anything. I'm good, thanks.
I think part of his answer cut off is, do you want to join me in the penalty box? And something about baby lotion.
No. Nobody wants to see this body oiled up. Trust me.
We got to vote for Soho. 2-1. Pure is looking crazy about this. Dude, you were already crazy. All right, Purrazzo is going to eke out the victory. And to the quarterfinals. To the semifinals. I keep saying that. We're in the quarterfinals. That brings us to our final quarterfinal matchup. Britt Baker against Becky Lynch. Jay, I feel like I don't even need to ask you who you're going with.
I'm actually, because of Becky being out, injured and stuff, I'm going to have to go with Britt. I think.
Oh, we got to vote for the doctor.
I mean, it's just, if we're looking at what they've done for the company this year, I think she's done more for AEW than Becky has for WWE. Well, and that's not saying Becky's had a bad year. She had a couple injury times, and there's nothing she can do about that.
Well, Purist is going to cancel you and say he doesn't agree. He's going with Becky. Ancient Clown is going with Becky. It's 2-1. Ooh, Humalong's going with the Doc. 2-2. That means I get to decide unless somebody gonna come up here. Oh, Lord have mercy. What have you done for me lately? Oh my goodness. Overall body of work. Becky Lynch. Yeah, and that was a tough one. I really thought that one through. And again, it comes back to what they're doing with Britt Baker. First off, they're not putting her on TV every fucking week like they were. Even when she was injured, she was on TV every week. She is one of your true pillars. She needs to be on TV. And use her not just by standing ringside, which is what she does 80% of the time now. All right, we are in the semifinals. Doesn't get any easier. Jordan Grace against Jamie Hayter going head-to-head. Oof. I'm really loving this whole bracketeer thing, though.
I'm not, because for me, that's... Oh, God.
I know, right? It's like March Madness, only worse. Jordan Grace and Jamie Hayter.
I guess in this situation, like with the last one, Jordan just ekes it out over Jamie just because she's just had a little bit better year. I mean, that's all it comes down to. I mean,
and again, for me, I still come back to what I said earlier. Has Jamie Hayter been in a match that would make me want to buy an event? Now, at this point in time, there's nothing AEW can do that would make me want to pay for another event.
Right.
But I do like watching Jamie. If I know she's having a match on TV, I will watch it.
Yeah.
No, not just because she's good on the eyes. I mean, she really does have good matches.
No, she does.
Okay. You were laughing there. I thought it's just because that ass.
About her ass. See, there you go.
No, I'm saying that's part of it.
I mean, yeah, it's part of it. But yeah, she does put on good matches, and she has worked her ass off this year to get where
still
she's
got
at.
some there. There's still some there.
Oh, there's plenty there. Trust.
And that's another thing about Jordan Grace. I don't find her particularly attractive, but she's a damn good wrestler.
I don't know. I think there's something attractive about. I think that's why Grisham's with her, is because she can go toe to toe with him, and they can throw each other around. But I'm just saying.
There's a mental picture. Well, anyway, so we're saying Jordan Grace. We got another Jordan Grace. We got a oh, wait a minute. This is going to be interesting. Let's start counting these up now. All right, so you're saying Jordan Grace. I have
Yeah.
said nothing yet. Hum Along says Jordan Grace. That's 2. Clown says Hater. That's 2-1. Chuck makes it 3-1. 4-1, 5. All right, Jordan Grace is running away with it all of a sudden. I thought it was going to be a little tighter. Look. All right, Jordan Grace going to the finals. And will she go up against fellow Impact knockout Deonna Purrazzo, or
I was about
the
to
dream
say
match with Becky Lynch? I feel like I should have been playing this whole thing out in 2K22.
that would have been funny.
No kidding, right? I may end up doing that separately at another point in time and just take the final 4 of this tournament.
I think again I'll go with Deonna because, like I said, Becky had those couple of injuries that derailed her a little bit. I think Deonna did a little bit more this year than she did. So
we got 1 for Deonna Purrazzo.
And he's not wrong.
No, and that's one of the few
No,
times you
he's
can
not,
say that.
because I've got the women's PWI 500, and they screwed the pooch big time on it.
Of course they did. That's what they do.
Well, it's 150. They don't get a full 500. So.
I actually am an ass man, if we're being honest about it. All right, so we got 1 for Purrazzo, 1 for Grace.
Grace, we're on
That's right,
Becky
yeah,
Lynch.
For Lynch, sorry. So it's 1-1. Pierce, you can't be bouncing back and forth. You already had an answer up there, man. I got to put you in a timeout even in chat. Jeez Louise. Come along has said Purrazzo, and I would also say would I? I don't know that it would matter. I think Purrazzo's going to take the numbers. Even I think it would be 2-3. If I could spell that, would be amazing. That brings us to the decision that needs to be made. Head-to-head, Deonna Purrazzo against Jordan Grace. Well, here's the interesting scenario here. These two actually did compete head-to-head this year. I think we can figure out who won that. We have the Champ Challenge that was going into the summer. So from the end of winter to the summer, that was Deonna's time. However, she came back after that and got the tag team titles for a hot minute. She's remained relevant.
Yeah.
Now, while Jordan didn't get the title until she took it from Deonna, she has been on a pretty steady cruise control course going through the majority of the women in the Knockouts division with victories, looking better each and every week.
Right.
And she's just believable. I mean, she might be 5'2", but I mean, she just looks like the chick that you, even as a guy, wouldn't want to fuck with. It's like, you short on some change, you got to go mug someone in the alley. Nah, not that one. Not that one.
No.
Nah, that's all right. I think I'll be an 80-year-old around here somewhere.
I think on this one, I'm going to reserve mine until the chat speaks up because.
All right. Well, let's see what the chat's saying. We've got 1 for Jordan Grace, 1 for Purrazzo. Purrazzo with a 2-1 lead. And Switzerland comes in with I picked the winner.
So right now it's Purrazzo again 2-1.
Peraza with a 2-1 lead over Jordan Grace, and you and I have not yet voted.
Nope.
What are you thinking?
Man.
I know.
I got to go with Jordan. I hate to do it, but I got to go with Jordan.
Yeah, and I'm going to do the same. And it is a real close call.
Yeah. I mean, I can make a strong case for both of them.
And I think next week I am going to actually run in tournament mode.
These brackets.
Yeah, the quarterfinals on, because that's all you can do in 2K. You can't go
right
bigger than that. So I'll take from here on, and I might run that, and I'll probably do the same for the men, just out of curiosity to see what happens. All right, well, there we have the women's division. And our female wrestler of the year for 2022, as announced officially here on the Nation Network, Jordan Grace. Congratulations. An impressive title indeed to be had. We'll make sure we copy her on this thing. Yeah, that was good stuff. All right, we're going to move right along to the men's division, and we'll do that. All right, we are back with some more action. Just a reminder, tomorrow live right here on the Nation Network, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The WWF crowns its new champion after Hollywood Hogan and the NWO took the title away to the WCW. Tomorrow it'll all take place in the King of the Ring tournament, and you can check out all the action right here live. It's always better live because, A, you can kind of bet with each other on the match outcomes in advance, and even I don't know what they're going to be. And B, when it's live, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And often does. All right. And once again, for those of you that may be just joining us, earlier on we made mention, and I'll do it again, posting in the chat right there, the link to the GoFundMe for our good friend D-Train. He's having some rough times right now. Could use any assistance that we can provide for him. And if you go check out the GoFundMe page, it'll have all the details on there for you. All right, we are now in the men's bracket for wrestler of the year. The men's wrestler of the year. Let me expound upon this, make it a little bit bigger. For those of you that are watching on personal devices that might be smaller screened. Let's see if I can center this up nicely. There that goes. All right, our first matchup of the evening will feature Claudio Castagnoli. And he'll be going one-on-one with Austin Theory. Wow. They both had good years, and mostly Theory's might have been a better year longer, with the push that McMahon gave him, but then they more than made up for it with the squash. And now he's back on track.
Yeah, I was going to say the best part of his year has been this last month. So
right. And then you've got Claudio, who's always been good, just never really given the chance to shine, and now he's had it and he's done it.
Right.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What are you guys thinking in the chat right now between these two? Austin Theory, Claudio. Who do you like? Who do you like? Well, there's definitely going to be a lot of improvement done. He's a young kid. He's going to definitely get better.
Yep.
And Claudio is definitely a good, solid choice in that one. Chuck also says Claudio. I'm saying Claudio.
I would have to go with Claudio. Yep.
There you go. So with that all said, Claudio advances. I'm not going to spell Castagnoli twice. MJF. Ooh, who's he got? Who's he got? Against Edge. Ooh, boy. Well, there's no arguing the year MJF has had.
Right.
He is carrying the company. His last couple of weeks haven't been such shining moments, I don't feel. I think this is going to be ridiculous to say. I think the worst thing that happened to him is getting the title. I think he was much better off without it.
I could agree with you on that. Yeah.
By the way, the Claudio votes just kept coming in, so he definitely took it by a landslide. All right, early on, Purist is saying MJF. Chuck is going with MJF. Sing Along is going with MJF. I don't know. I guess it's not so hard for everybody. Over Edge. Yeah. I don't think you can make a big argument about that over Edge. Edge had a great career in the comeback of his last act, but it doesn't equate to what MJF has done this year.
Yeah.
So I think that's an easy one there. Next time we see MJF in this tournament, might be a little tougher. We'll see. Josh Alexander, the walking weapon, and the reigning Impact World Champion. Ooh, it's Drew McIntyre. Ancient Clown. Still love Edge, though. Same here, man.
Yeah.
Same here.
I think I'd have to go with Josh over Drew just because being the champion. I think if they would have put the title on Drew, he could have carried the company, but
yeah, and I think Josh with that match with Bayley alone, as much as that did for Bayley, it did just as much for Josh.
Oh yeah.
It legitimized that title reign that he's on because he had a Ricky Steamboat Ric Flair match.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard, Infrared. We are basically deciding our version of the Wrestler of the Year right now for 2022. So, who do you like? We're right now looking at Josh Alexander going head-to-head with Drew McIntyre. Let's see. We got Purist going with Drew. Chuck going with Josh. That's 1-1. Hum Along says McIntyre. That gives Mac a 2-1. Ancient Clown going with Josh. That's 2-2. Infrared takes Josh 3-2. I'm going Josh 4-2. What did you say?
I said Josh also.
And Josh takes the win over that one, which I think is a pretty reasonable outcome.
Yeah.
Loving these matchups. Wheel of Fate. Seth Rollins, or Seth freaking Rollins, against Moose. Let us think a moment. So neither one, Moose was the world champion for a little bit of the year, very little, before he lost it. He's had some matches with Sami Callihan. I don't feel like he's stayed as relevant in his promotion as Seth Rollins did in his. And I'm not a Seth Rollins fan.
Right. I was just going to say I'd probably go with Seth only because he's carried a brand with no world championship and still had great matches with everybody he's been in. Since WrestleMania on up, starting with Cody, going to Bobby and Theory, he's had a good end of the year.
You got Seth.
Yep.
Clown has Seth. Infrared has Seth. And I would probably even have to say Seth as a non-Seth Rollins fan. And anytime you hear me say something like that, it's not because I don't like Seth Rollins. He doesn't connect with me.
Right.
I don't get it. Doesn't mean I don't think he has good matches. I just have to care more about the individual's character and And I don't even know what decides that. Like, I look at Ace Austin, I just love watching this guy's matches. I'm totally into the Ace Austin thing.
Right.
Okay, let's see. Where are we at here? I'm looking for this. Boom. CM Punk had to make the list. As Chris Jericho would say, you just made the list. Against Bobby Lashley.
Oh, dear God.
Well, I mean, it's not that easy to choose. Let's think about this a minute. They both.
Yeah, which one sucks worse? Bobby didn't blow up his company on a scrum after the pay-per-view, so there's that.
There's that.
I can't really say that any of Punk's matches really stood out, though.
That's the way I feel. I mean, the guy only took 7 years off, so there may have been a little bit of ring rust.
And the only memorable matches Bobby's had is with Seth Rollins. So
Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you think about it on a minute. Let's go to the chat here and see what we got going on here. Ancient Clown has a Punk. Purist says Punk. That's 2. Then Clown says, even though I hate them both.
Yeah, see?
That's 3-0. And Infrared goes with Punk. Wait, make it 3-1. Chuck gets in there with a Lashley.
I'd have
the overall impact of his return. I would go with CM Punk.
Well, I'd had to go with Lashley, so I just
the numbers go to CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even on his return, he didn't really stand out that much. Not what I was expecting.
On his return, he stood out a lot because he came out to the ring in Chicago.
Well,
and the place exploded.
And then a year later, they're in Chicago, and it's like fucking crickets.
It imploded.
Yeah.
All right, CM Punk will live to see another round, and we'll see how it goes down after that, because he'll face either Josh Bailey or Jon Moxley.
Ooh.
All right, you have to give Jon Moxley some sort of advantage because he donates blood to the Red Cross on a daily basis.
Yeah.
This guy, he starts, gaining color now just by tying his shoes. I think if he looks at a flight of stairs, he cuts himself. I just... When does this guy not bleed? His wife doesn't bleed as often as he does.
Ooh.
All right, Josh Bailey, Jon Moxley. Trying to put my disdain for Jon Moxley aside for a moment. I think Josh Bailey's had no bad matches. He's not been in a bad match. And he's been in some damn good ones. Laredo Kid matches were excellent. Charus was a phenomenal match for him. The Ultimate X getting the X Division title. That was a great match. And he defended the X Division title each and every friggin' week on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, and I put Josh Bailey. I told you these two need to be married. It's Mike Bailey.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to separate their names after that match.
The only thing I can say about Moxley this year is he has been a true company man.
That's
anything they have asked him to do, he's done. He's delayed vacations to be in the wake after the CM Punk bullshit and all that. And I mean, I think I'll go with him for that reason, because he has shown his loyalty to that company.
Moxley?
Yeah.
All right, so we got 2 for Bailey, 1 for Moxley. Moxley looks like he uses his fingers to read along with sentences in a book.
Well, he is from Cincinnati, so.
All right, and I'm going to go with Mike Bailey.
Yep.
So by the votes tabulated, Mike Bailey advances over Jon Moxley. Didn't see that coming. Roman Reigns, the leader, the head of the table, and the leader of the bloodline. Or Kevin Owens. Art imitating life, because that's about to be coming up.
Yep.
By the way, is anybody shocked with the John Cena return?
Nope.
No, not really. Yeah, it's like, okay, great. You're here for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yay. Gonna hype up the match, go in for the match, and then be gone.
Nah, he'll probably stick around and be in the Rumble.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so you'll see him for the Rumble, you'll see him for Mania, and in between there'll be a bunch of vignettes on the Big Tron, maybe one real life appearance.
Yeah, I think he's got shooting coming up for the second season of Peacemaker. So,
well, there you go. Be a superhero for us. All right, yep. Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens. I don't see there being a real competition to be had here, but I'm willing to listen to anyone's arguments. Roman Reigns is hands down the best thing the WWE has.
And see, for me, it's separating Roman out of the bloodline. If it was for faction, I'd say bloodline, but he's carried the titles.
Carried the company. Tell me who carried the company if it's not him. That's what I thought.
Yeah, but tell me a match he was in that was actually decent.
I can tell you a few matches he was in that was decent. Clash at the Castle with Drew was a damn good match. And they've had a couple of damn good matches. He had a decent match with Sheamus. Very good, hard-hitting match. I'm just not a Sheamus fan.
Right.
He's come a long way. I mean, I wouldn't have said any of these nice things about him 5 years ago, but he's finally picked up the ball and run with it.
Yeah.
So, that said, Ancient Cloud says Kevin. Infrared says Tribal Chief. That's 1-1. Humalong says Owens. That's 2-1. I am saying Roman Reigns 2-2. That leaves it up to you. Chuck, Cena's already back in the WWE. He was on TV Friday night.
Yep.
He'll be wrestling next week.
Owens, I hate to say it, but Owens really hasn't done anything this year. He really hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, look, Mania he had the match with Austin. Good match.
Right.
Carried Austin, made it look good.
Yeah.
And he does that a lot. As the old saying goes, he's a good hand. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. But Roman Reigns carried the damn company. He sells more merch. He has great matches. You want more matches? Brock Lesnar. He had great matches with Brock Lesnar.
And that's saying something.
It is. Break the tie. Let's go, bitch.
All right. I'll God. Go with Roman.
You can say it. There you go.
I said
Acknowledge him.
Oh. Now, had Sammy been in that place, no question, Sami Zayn.
But he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. And that's
Chris
a shame.
Jericho against Braun Breaker. Lone NXT representation. Has held the NXT title for quite a bit. Now, granted, the NXT doesn't have the elite talent pool that Chris Jericho has to play in. But Braun is legit. I mean, you could put him on the main roster tomorrow and he'd be fine. He does have the heritage as well of the Steiner name and bloodline. You want to talk about a bloodline? There's one.
And I honestly, I was thinking about that the other day, is that I think it's doing Braun a disservice still being in NXT, because I just watched this last match, the last pay-per-view with him and Apollo, and it was horrendous.
Why is he wrestling Apollo?
Because Apollo was the number one contender for the title.
No, but that's my point. In other words, if that's the best you got, get him the hell out of there.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I think he needs to lose it and come up to the main roster, and I think he'll be able to do a lot better up there.
I think he needs to Asuka the title and move up.
Yeah, Asuka, he could do that
Asuka
too.
never lost.
Yeah.
She did not lose, ever. She just said, since none of you bitches can beat me, here's your belt, I'm going. Bye. So we got Chris Jericho, who, again, got to respect the Ocho. And the thing about him that amazes me, he got his body back in shape, which is fucking hard to do in your 50s.
Yeah.
Here to tell you, it sucks.
Yeah.
So it takes a level of commitment and a lot less cheeseburgers than I'm willing to part with. But Jericho just keeps, everyone says it, he reinvents himself. I don't know how the guy does it. I mean, whether it's Jericho Appreciation Society, whether it's Honor the Ocho, whether it's La Champion, he just never runs out of material, ever. And just keeps on making himself new and fresh and cool. And he did it again this year with the Ocho thing. I thought that was brilliant. But just Jericho Appreciation Society, I was a little
But that he's another one that whoever he's put in the ring with, he elevates them. And it's just, he did it back with Owens in WWE, and he's done it since he's been in AEW.
I think it's a much harder job in AEW too, because some of those guys really shouldn't be elevated and almost can't be elevated.
Right.
And yet he finds a way.
Yeah.
Until their next match, when there's somebody who can't do that for them, and then, oops, secret's out. You suck. All right, time to vote. Chris Jericho, Braun Breaker. Let's go to the chat and see what we got. We've got one for Braun from Infrared. Hum along, Braun. That's 2-0. Chuck going with the Steiner 3-0. Poor Jericho getting squashed. Jericho's music library is absolutely incredible. Listen, I like his entrance song.
I love all his music. I went and saw him live, actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. They played in a little club, and I got dinner and a show to go see him. It was great, actually. So
I do like the entrance song quite a bit.
Yeah.
But he's losing 3-1. What's your vote?
I would have went with Jericho.
3-2. I think Braun's not there yet, and I think it's more impressive that Jericho in his 50s has done what he's done, as opposed to Braun in his 20s, who is expected to do what he's doing right now where he is. La Champion will move on, and that brings us to the quarterfinals. Claudio versus MJF. Start your voting. You got 1 minute.
Man.
Claudio and MJF. Again, as we said in the opening round, Claudio Castagnoli gets into a promotion that lets him shine the way he used to before he got in the WWE. When he was in Ring of Honor, when he was killing Night Out. And again, show that he still has it. And he does still have it. Doesn't look a day older. I mean, he's got less hair. But other than that, he's still got the body, still has the size, the strength. That match he had with Jericho, tapping him out in the spin. It was beautiful. Going up against MJF. I think MJF's biggest albatross is the title. I think that was a huge mistake, putting the belt on him.
I think it's also going to be hard to put anybody with him in title matches and
and have it matter. It's like
right. Because right now he's feuding with who? Ricky Starks?
Yeah, it's like, what? But that's not going to sell a ticket.
Right.
I'm certainly not paying to see that match. I think Ricky Starks has all the power and potential in the world, but only if he goes to the WWE. They are never going to bring it out of him in the AEW. Never.
No.
There's nobody there that can. But I definitely see, and I saw it in the NWA when he was there, I see this element of The Rock in him.
And they brought that up on AEW, you know.
And I've been saying that since NWA. I get a vibe off him similar to The Rock. Now, can you fan that flame? Maybe. But The Rock isn't going to show up backstage at AEW.
Yeah.
And he
did like
that run.
I did like him when he was with Taz's group. I thought that was a good fit for him starting out.
It wasn't bad. Insufferable. Fozzy rules. Hey, Chuck's on your side. You all made the list.
For not picking Jericho.
All right. Voting time is now. Claudio gets 1. Claudio gets 2. 2-1. MJF is on the board. 2-2. MJF is on the board. J-Rock says,
"Oh, I'm going to have to get with MJF. Up until he got the title, this year has been flawless for him."
I'm going with Claudio. We are tied. That's a problem. Unless, hold on. Let me see if anyone snuck in at the end there. Hold on. Let's do this one more time. Claudio 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we're splitting 1, 2. Somebody out there has to break this tie that hasn't already voted. Come on now. Come on. I know there's somebody else watching that has been silent on their keyboard. MJF or Claudio Castagnoli. Don't make me spin the wheel. Yeah, if I have to, I will. I just don't want to.
Double count out. Neither one of them advanced.
Actually, I think we should flip purist, heads or tails. All right, make me pull up the friggin' wheel. If I can. Oh, yeah, I didn't save that one. Hold on. That's not it. That's it.
Dum, dum, dum.
All right. Anything from 1 to 5 will be for Claudio. Anything from 6 to 10 will be MJF. MJF.
Yep.
I'm sure he'd love to know he advanced by a spin of the wheel. You fucking marks. What do you know?
He did do something on the show last week that kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, you
When
didn't
he-
pay him
when
the full $20.
When he raised his hand to that kid and the kid flinched in the audience, that really kind of...
Oh, he's a heel. What do you want him to do? Kiss him?
No, but you don't scare...
Do you not
You
think
can
that
do-
was a? Do you not think that was a kid that belonged to a wrestler?
I don't know. The kid
Oh,
looked
please.
absolutely terrified.
Well, that means he's got a good acting coach.
Okay,
I'll guarantee you that was a kid that belonged to you. You know that kid that DiBiase had dribbling the basketball back in the day, and then he kicked it away.
oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a plant.
Oh, I got that one, but
Well, a lot of people didn't know that. I didn't even know that for sure until a couple of years ago when DiBiase told the story.
I don't know. It just
So
if okay, I'll say this: if he is a plant, then
It
you
worked.
got me. Yeah, it worked because I was pissed off severely.
Kind of what he was shooting for. All right, so aside from child abuse, you're still going to go with MJF.
Yeah, because up till the title reign, he had a flawless year. That's part of the title reign.
Including that extended vacation. All right, moving along. Josh Alexander, Seth Rollins. We got to pick up the pace here. We're going to move this along quicker, so get your votes in right away. For me, it's a no-brainer. Josh Alexander.
Yeah, I'll have to say Josh on this one too.
That's 2-0. We're going to have a short time limit on this. We got to pick up the tempo here. Ancient Clown's going with Josh to make it 3-0. And unless something really wacky happens here in the next 5 seconds, we're going to give Josh the advancement. Well deserved. Would help if I put it in the other box, though. There we go. Josh Alexander moving on to the semifinals. CM Punk going up against Mike Bailey. It's going to be tough on this one. In paper, you would automatically say CM Punk. But we're talking about the year that they have had, particularly in-ring work. In-ring work, it's not a contest. Mike Bailey has destroyed CM Punk in the ring with what he's done, what he's accomplished, how he's conducted himself. If that's what we're basing this on, then it's a no contest. However, if you want to factor in the pay-per-view and the buy rates, well, then it's a flip of the script because CM Punk dominates that department. But he got your money. Did he deliver the goods for the money? I say no. We got Infrared saying Speedball. Ancient Clown says Speedball Mike Bailey. I say Bailey. That's 3. What do you got?
I would say Bailey also.
We're going to call it. Like Fox News on election night. But wait, people are voting. That doesn't matter. All right, Mike Bailey will advance to the semifinals to face either Roman Reigns or Chris Jericho. To me, it's Roman Reigns, hands down. I can't justify a Jericho over a Roman Reigns scenario. You guys in the chat, chime in, even though I think I have an idea. What do you got, Jay?
I got Jericho.
Really? Well, that's a 1-1. That means we need the chat, and maybe I keep this wheel standing by. Roman Reigns, that's 2-1. We'll give you like another 5 seconds to jump in here. We got to move along now. We're approaching that 2-hour mark, and I really want to keep this under 2. All right, we're going to call it. Roman Reigns by a very narrow margin. Kind of surprised. I thought that would be a much easier decision for people. All right, and then moving along, bounce out of here. We are now in the semifinals. MJF going up against Josh Alexander. We got two champions, reigning champions, going head to head. Almost wish it was the finals.
Josh has had more time in as matches and stuff, so I'd go with Josh on this one. MJF did a lot of talking on the mic this year.
Yeah, that's a good point. MJF has not had the in-ring work to be Wrestler of the Year that Josh Alexander has. And while I was debating a second ago, now the debate's over. Yeah, Josh Alexander in a Wrestler of the Year award category.
You need to wrestle.
Yeah, I mean, if we had a category for best mic skills, I mean, I don't know who could touch MJF. I think you'd make an argument of second place. But... yeah, I just don't see there being a challenge. So I got Josh. You got Josh. Infrared's got Josh. Clown's got... everybody's got Josh. Just go show money don't buy you everything. And, this could be a very interesting rematch. Roman Reigns against Mike Bailey. As we've stated, Reigns has a company on his back. Bailey does not. Bailey has had a ton of great matches this year. He defended a title week.
Bailey's been a fighting champion.
A big-time fighting champion. And one that actually appears on programs.
Exactly.
But that said, Roman Reigns has been there for the big dances. He has shown up. He has performed. He's had tremendous matches, even with internet celebrities. Let's see what the chat says. I'm still... There's an easy argument to be made both ways, which is probably why we see Infrared going for Reigns and Clown going for Bailey. So we're still in a deadlock. It's 1-1. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Bailey.
Based on performance, yeah. I'm there too, so that's going to put
I was going to say doing your title defenses more frequently. Oh yeah,
and having great matches and doing them.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't like he had squash match after squash match. He didn't. He put himself in the ring with talent, and they had great matches. And again, if you haven't seen the match between him, he had matches too. What, did I miss something?
The fact of who they're going against in the finals.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I didn't even look at that, but art imitating life.
Yeah.
Josh Alexander against Mike Bailey. Should have been match of the year here. In my heart, it is. And they meet in the finals, as luck would have it. This is interesting, the fact that they get to the finals with everyone voting in through multiple tiers, and that they had the match they just had recently.
Right.
But we think about like what got Bailey through his bracket to this point, and all the comments we made about him being an in-ring fighter week after week after week.
Yeah.
Josh, week after, and all of a sudden they had a match of the year. Coincidence? Or maybe when you take, months off at a time, you don't have a match of the year.
That would be it.
All right, Josh against Bailey again. Let's see what we got. Infrared, Josh slightly over Speedball, which is kind of the way things worked. The Moose storyline wins me over. Fair. That's 1-0 for Josh. Ancient Clowns going with Bailey. We are tied at 1. Jay, what are you thinking?
Just because of his performance in that match with Josh Alexander, I have to go with Bailey. I mean, he was to me, he was the star of the match. And his other matches have been just like that.
My thing is, I don't want the wheel to determine the outcome. Wait, it might not have to. Chuck says Bailey. Clown says Bailey. Infrared says Josh. I say Josh. And you say Bailey.
Yep.
Speedball with a split decision.
No joke.
Mike Bailey is the Nation Network's Male Wrestler of the Year for 2022.
Well deserved.
It was. I will not say anything negative. I mean, the guy, like I've been saying, just comes out and fights his ass off each and every night. So we'll take a look back at everything we've accomplished here today. FTR versus the Briscoes goes down as the match of the year. Our female wrestler of the year for 2022, Jordan Grace. And as we just saw seconds ago, Mike Bailey takes the male wrestler of the year for 2022.
Now, how funny is it that in both male and female wrestler of the year, it came down to all Impact players?
That is something to concentrate on and to think about just a little bit. If you're not watching Impact, do it. Get on YouTube. I mean, even if you're a week
99 cents. 99 cents a month, you get everything except for the pay-per-view.
You keep saying that. Now, what's that about? Because I don't even know about that deal.
If you join their subscription and
On
become
YouTube?
a member for 99 cents a month, you get all Impacts live on Thursdays. Their pay-per-views you get to see the very next day
On YouTube?
on YouTube.
Wait a minute. You're trying to tell me a $40 pay-per-view this weekend is going to be 99 cents a day after?
Now that one may not be, but like the $10 ones are.
Huh.
That's what I do. I watch it on YouTube. I pay
Wow.
99 cents a month.
Well, hold on a minute now, 'cause somehow I didn't know nothing about this shit. Let me see. I never saw an option for 99 cents a month, but maybe I didn't look enough.
You have to click the join button.
Let's see here. Impact.
Because they got two tiers. There's like 99 cents, and then there's another one that's a little bit more.
All right, so I'm subscribed. So join is what I'm looking
Yep.
for?
Yep.
Oh. The Ultimate Insider.
Right.
Monthly special events, pay-per-views, replays, Impact TNA archive, brand new original shows, blah, blah, blah. But it's not telling you how much the Ultimate package is.
Last time I paid for it this month, it was 99 cents.
Well, no, yeah, that says 90. Oh, here it is. It's $5 a month for the Ultimate.
Okay. Oh, for the
that's
Ultimate,
not a bad
yes.
deal.
No, it's not.
Oh, fuck. Well, I guess I'll be getting me that in a little bit. All right. Well, since I just canceled my Hulu, I guess that's good. I'll get more out of this than I did Hulu.
Right.
All right. I want to thank all of you who have made this possible here today for joining us here on Wrestlechat, our year-end edition. I think I am going to go ahead and put a tournament together over the next couple weeks for the last 8 in both the men and women's brackets and let those play out. And we'll get some video over for you, or maybe I'll do it live. I don't even know. Tomorrow, though, we're definitely going to be live, and hopefully you will be able to join us right back here on the Nation Network. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be King of the Ring. Until then, say goodbye, Jay.
Goodbye, Jay.
Goodbye, everybody.